tricky. Oh, dang. I think this is as far as I go. Currently a 5-hour drive north of Toronto, about 6 kilometers up this forestry road. I'm pretty much in the middle of nowhere at this point. I can make it no further in my car, so I plan to continue on foot for a few more kilometers, and then I'm gonna hike off into the woods. I know there's a lake that might be suitable for my needs, and those needs are food. I brought absolutely no food with me on this trip, and over the next 3 days, I plan to use the limited items and tools that I brought in my bag. This is mostly camera equipment, and I hope to sustain myself over the next 3 days. Anyways, let's just get right into it because it's kind of late in the day and I'm already getting hungry. Raspberry. Yummy. 1 calorie. That could be handy too. I know what I can do with this. I'll show you guys later. There's so many raspberries here. I should save these for later, but wow, those are good. There's a lot of raspberries here and I'm gonna keep that in mind, but for now, I kinda wanna get out there. I wanna get to the lake, find a nice place to camp. Food's not my priority at this moment. I also need to get some firewood, boil up some water because I don't have a water vessel. I just have a single pot. The thing about this lake too is I know nothing about it. I saw it on Google Earth and figured it looked kind of nice. Hopefully it provides some of the resources that I'm looking for. Otherwise this might be a boring video and I might be a hungry dude. Actually that might be more interesting actually. Pretty good fire starter. Not the best birch bark I've ever seen, but it's the only birch bark I've seen so far. So this right here is reindeer moss, and this is edible. You boil it up once or twice, it becomes a little bit spongy. Right now it's quite dry and brittle. I've never tried it myself. I think it's one of those types of foods that's like a tummy filler. I don't know how much nutrients in it. It's much better. Oh yeah, this stuff will ignite quick. Yes. Oh, this is perfect. This place is perfect. I can't believe it. Wow. It's so flat and perfect. Another can. This one's an old one. It says, "Please don't litter," right on it. Please don't litter. I don't know if you can get much better than this. I'm gonna go scout the rest of this peninsula out. This is the spot I saw on Google Maps and I was hoping it would be good, and turns out it's perfect. That's awesome. I'm so excited. I can camp here. This is not an issue. Nice and flat, pretty well protected. Could be quite buggy in here, who knows. This is a great spot to set up a tarp. No widowmakers. Yeah, so this is quite an ideal situation already. Yeah, so this all makes sense now. This is an old cabin that I'm in. This is the footprint of an old cabin. This is the only thing that remains of this whole structure. Yeah, but this was a large cabin at one point. Pretty cool. No wonder why it's such a great spot. Somebody else thought the same thing. That's usually the case. So for my gear, other than clothing, camera gear, and first aid, I have 110 yards of line, some hooks, and some leaders. Cooking pot. It's just a regular cooking pot, but I also have some oil and salt, which I may or may not end up using. For my tools, I have Grand Force Books Scandinavian Forest Axe. I got a P4 Leatherman. I have a Silky Saw Gomboy with a broken tip, and I got an Uberleben fire starter. For my sleeping gear, Nemo Switchback. I got a small tent footprint. I got this Sea to Summit Mosquito Pyramid Net. I got this Mech Talon +5 sleeping bag. This is the D&D Hammocks 3x3 tarp, and then I have a whole bunch of paracord in this mesh bag. Here I do have rain gear. I do have a few extra pieces of clothing, which I probably won't end up wearing. I have a lot of camera gear and my journal, headlamp, Garmin GPS, InReach. So I think right now I'm going to do a little bit more exploring of this peninsula, kind of get to know this area. I'm going to get a fire going. I'm going to get some water on that fire so I can have some drinking water, and then I'm going to make a shelter and start foraging for mushrooms, berries, and maybe making some tackle to catch some fish. A lot of work ahead of us. I'm so happy that this place is going to be a good spot to set up camp. I'm so pumped about that because it was such an unknown. So having a secure location to set up camp out of the way, I'm excited to start this journey. This is wintergreen. I've never tasted the berries before, but it's very clearly wintergreen. I've eaten the leaves, and you can tell with the leaves because they kind of make a heart shape. The veins, they make a heart shape that wrap around. I never have tried the berries, but they taste good. They taste like wintergreen gum. I know the leaves taste the same. Quite like those berries. Those are really good. There's lots of frogs around here, which is great, because if what I'm planning to do with that can doesn't work out, I could use those as bait. Sorry, Mr. Froggies, for even thinking that, but I'm gonna clean up around my camp, get all these branches out of the way that can like grab me and, you know, get me in the eye. All these branches are dead, and they're gonna make great firewood. Clearing out the underbranches of trees is actually good for preventing forest fires. I just want to deal with all this bug stuff now because the bugs have been pretty crazy this year, and I don't want to be rushing to get this all set up to get into bed. After this is all set up, I can do whatever I want, aka get water, get food. It's pretty good. Fire pit right here, sunset over there, me right here. So originally I wanted to bring trap wire instead of these leaders, but I totally didn't think that I couldn't make fish hooks without trap wire to connect a piece of metal to the hooks. Because if I just use my fishing line on this is a jagged edge, it'll just rip, so it won't work. Dang. 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 Oh yeah. Might as well use some of this spruce. Oh, this is my first sip of water in a whole bunch of hours. Oh. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't find snare wire. Those leaders won't work for making fish hooks. I need malleable wire so I can attach those cans that I found to the hooks. But hey, it wouldn't be a Xander Budnick video if I didn't forget something. So, just another day. I'm gonna have to go to plan B. I'm still gonna try to make fish hooks, but I think that catching a frog and using it as bait is gonna be my best bet of catching a fish. And I know that some people out there are gonna have a problem with that. It's okay. Putting the spruce in here just like spruces it up a whole bunch. Man, I love being outside. Ah, delicious. Okay, we're good. Didn't hurt anything. Oh, I need to slow down. I gotta be careful. Not only am I alone out here, I'm not close to any roads. I don't have cell service. I have my Garmin in reach, so I could use that, but that's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt myself. I think I don't have too much sunlight left today, maybe about an hour and a half. I want to be able to catch fish in the morning, at least set myself up in a way that I have the greatest amount of success. Fortunately, I won't be able to make a lure out of the can as simply as I was hoping to because I don't have that trap wire. I'm still going to make my rod and get my hook and stuff ready for the morning, and I might have to use frogs as bait. The reason why I'm making this nice and smooth is so when I'm casting the line doesn't snag on anything. This is going to be my fishing reel, my fishing stump. Fishing reel attached to this leader, attached to a hook. So if anybody's wondering what the leader's for, it's for pike. Pike have sharp teeth, and if, say, there are pike in this lake, which I don't know if there are, and a pike bites this, if the hook was just attached straight to the line, there's a chance that they would just bite right through it. High chance. So a leader is used to prevent that. Great, so we have this ready for tomorrow. I'm gonna go check on the water, see how that's doing. I know I feel a little bit bad of catching the frogs, but I'm gonna give them a quick death and just let them be a part of the circle of life, you know? If anybody's curious, it is legal to use live frogs as bait. You're not allowed to like sell or buy frogs for live bait. You have to catch them yourself in the location in which you use them. I hear running water over there, just across. I hope to go over there tomorrow. But in the morning, I'm going to fish all these areas around this peninsula. There's a black one. Really good. I think I see fish feeding from the surface. Problem with catching a fish right now is I'd have to cook it before I go to sleep. Judging from my last few camping trips, the bugs have been really bad this year. As soon as the sun drops and it starts to get dark, they get pretty vicious. Jackpot. These are really good. I don't want to eat too many tonight because they're high in sugar. I don't want to be bouncing off the walls, you know? This will be my breakfast. So I believe this stuff is called sweet fern, but if you rub it on your body, it makes a good insecticide, bug deterrent for black flies and all types of flies, but it doesn't work for mosquitoes, unfortunately. In any case, it smells really, really nice. I love it. Almost like cedar and peppermint together. The mosquitoes are out, but they're not terrible yet. So fingers crossed that they're not super bad this week. Oh yeah, here they are. Here they come. Oh, I'm getting in from the wrong end. So the bug net is a must. Yeah, good day. I mean, I'm surprised like how not hungry I am right now. Yeah, I'm super happy that I set up the bug net like before I did anything else. So I'm just gonna journal for a bit, read my book, and mosey on off to sleep. I'll see y'all in the morning then. Good morning. It's really good. It's pretty.
That's all she wrote. I didn't sleep too well last night. I feel like I was tossing and turning the whole night. It's currently 6:30, just after 6:30. Prime fishing time. So Time to catch a frog. Let's do this.
There was so many frogs in here yesterday afternoon. Maybe it's too cold for them? I don't know. Got one. I dispatched the frog that I intend to use, so he is no longer suffering. I'm gonna see if I can attach the can to the leader. Much better. Great. Let's test her out. Oh my god. It's got no weight to it. The lure's too light, it's really hard to cast it out there. Way better. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god, that's a big bass. Okay. Holy shit. Holy crap. No, no, no. Yes! Woo! Yeah, baby! Woo! That's it! Dinner! Breakfast! That was with the frog. Hello! That's what I'm talking about. Well, we got breakfast. Let's go fry this thing up. All right. So I guess my plan is to clean the fish. I'm going to fillet it, and I'm gonna cook those fillets right now, eat those, and then use the rest of the fish. I'm gonna make fish head soup, and hopefully I can find some mushrooms and cattails to add to that for dinner tonight. That would be mwah. I'm going to drink as much of this water as I can because I'm going to need this pot. Fish head soup. Fish head soup. Let's do this. All right, so we got 2 fillets. Kind of, I don't know what happened to this one. It's all right though. And a whole bunch of extra fish for fish head soup. All in a day's work. I find a great way to get rid of all that fishy smell is to get, dirt. Just like work it into your hands. Yeah, pretty much gone. Very faint, if if not just completely gone. And like they smell a little bit like dirt now, but much better than the fish. Gonna put a little bit of that vegetable oil in, and then salt. Should be good. And look how appetizing this looks. Doesn't that look so good? Yum. All right, let's cook these fillets. Oh shoot, I need to make a utensil. Ooh, sweet energy. Got food. It's pretty satisfying actually. And it's not just a small fish, it was a pretty big bass. Decent sized bass. I'm so happy I got to catch that. I want to thank the frog. I want to thank the bass for both their contributions to filling my belly. I want to thank myself for contributing to the circle of life. I want to thank my mom and dad for giving birth to me. I want to thank God for creating such a beautiful, beautiful universe. Those days that just feel so good to be alive. Right now. Last bite, first bone. Put some oil in there. Take some dirt out of there. Some salt. So it's that time of the morning where your digestion is letting your body know that you need to take a crap. We're out here in the woods, no toilet paper, no thunderbox, so I'll give you guys a couple tips on how to take a poop in the woods without anything. So one of the better places to take a dump in the woods is around a whole bunch of moss, because you got your toilet paper right where your toilet is. So what you do is take some moss out, dig a hole, use a stick. You can also use your heel if you want. At least 6 inches down, nice little hole, perfect. So once you've dug your hole, you can just assume the squat position. This is a very good position for helping you do your work. Grab some moss, clean things up. If the moss is wet, it's actually quite nice. It acts as a moist towelette. Just be careful of there being little hidden pine cones in your moss, because if you're wiping with that moss, it can get a little bit awkward. Anyways, once you're all done, bury the moss with the dirt, cover everything up, good to go. Hope you guys enjoyed those poop tips. If you did, leave a like, maybe subscribe for more poop tips in the future. Alright, so the plan is hike around the shoreline, that little bay over there, seeing if I can forage anything on the way. They have little seeds in them, so I eat them, but some people spit them out. I was hoping to find cattails over here, but there's none. I'm going to explore that little stream. I'm gonna keep going. This area is way more moist than everywhere else. It's in a little valley and it just rained last night, so it holds that moisture a lot longer. It's like it was stashed here almost. There's obviously a ton of birch bark. It should be way more than I need for the rest of this trip. It's a little damp, so I'm just gonna take it back to my campsite and put it in the sun when I get there. But I'm gonna press forward. So this looks like crown-tipped coral, an edible fungus. But it's not growing on wood, and it's hard to tell if the tips are crowned. Crown-tipped coral mushroom should be growing on wood. That doesn't mean that it isn't growing on wood underneath here, but it appears to be growing just straight on the ground. So we'll leave it alone and press forward. I mean, if anything, this has been just a beautiful hike. Oh yeah. Wow. I say if there's no cattails here, I'm not going to find them on this trip. Still hoping I find some mushrooms I recognize though. All else fails, I got tons of berries and still some fish head soup. Jackpot. So I think I found some chanterelles. Yeah. There we go. Found 2 chanterelles. Which is awesome. I can tell these are chanterelles because I plucked them many times with somebody who knows about chanterelles. Shout out to Kai. They have false gills. The false gills are also decurrent, which means they start halfway up the stem. The color of them, the smell, it smells fruity. They smell like apricots. I really like these chanterelles. So I'm gonna keep going, look for some more. A few more days and these things would be all ripe. This is what it's all about. I'm gonna head back to camp now. I'm gonna see if I can collect some more mushrooms on the way, but I doubt it. I think my best bet at collecting them was up that little stream. It just seemed like an area where mushrooms would grow, so. So after I started the last fire before I went for my walk, I put my ferro rod somewhere. I think I put it in my pocket, and if I put it in my pocket before my walk, then the ferro rod has also gone for a walk because I cannot find it anymore. I had it in a deep pocket and it's no longer there. So if that's the case, it's somewhere on my hike. Hopefully it's somewhere around here. In any case, I can't find it and I've been looking for the last 25 minutes. I know this happens all the time, but damn. This is how these things happen. Just like not thinking. Start the fire and then you're just like go, go, go with that, and then you just put the ferro rod down because you're just like focused on the fire, and then all of a sudden the ferro rod disappears. It happens all the time, and unfortunately it happened to me, but fortunately it happened to me, you know, because it's lesson learned. Fishy. Yeah, I'm pretty thoroughly unimpressed with myself. Pretty disappointing, to be honest. Chanterelles. You see so many people lose their ferro rods on the show alone or on YouTube, and you think to yourself, that'll never happen to me, and then it happens to you. And then you go, oh, I get it. It's really easy to lose your ferro rod. Oh, bummer. Just feel like a butthead, you know? Oh, great. A lot of salt. I'm not big on mushrooms, but chanterelles are pretty good. Finito. Wash it down with some fish head soup. Here's the plan. I'm really thirsty right now, so I'm just gonna drink a lot of that fish head soup. I'm gonna put more water in it and just boil it up again. My brother's like, you should spray paint that thing too. You should spray paint it orange so it's visible. I'm like, yeah, sure, man. And sure enough, here I am. My plan was to keep it in a spot permanently, like keep it in my bag as opposed to keeping it in my pockets. But after you light the fire, you just put it in your pocket and then you're dealing with the fire and you just forget about it. It needs to be part of the fire making process. Like you start it, you put the ferro rod somewhere and then you continue making the fire. Yeah, it's complicated because once you get the fire lit, you're just like into the fire making. It's so easy to just put the ferro rod down or put it in your pocket and forget about it. So I'm going to try to make a bow drill. I've only ever made it with cedar, and there's no cedar in this area, and I never got a fire started. I got an ember, but I never got a fire started. I'm going to try to get one going tonight. If it works, then I can make a fire tomorrow morning. If it doesn't, then no fire. Found some pieces of driftwood that I might be able to help me turn into a bow drill. So we'll see. That should be alright. We'll see. I don't know if this is completely bone dry. I mean, it's beached wood, so we're gonna give it a go. I don't think this board will work. It's not perfectly dry. But hey, let's try it anyways. We're getting smoke. That's good. So now that we got the little bit of a little hole established, look at the little V. This tinder bundle is way better than the last time I've used one. I think it's too punky. No, it's not. This wood's no good for this. Too much moisture in it. No, this is not gonna work. I didn't get it this time, but definitely getting closer. I know this tinder bundle will work wonders once I get an ember. Last time I found the correct wood, but I didn't find the right tinder. This time I have the right tinder, but I don't have the right wood. Soon. You know that feeling when you're really dehydrated and you just want like a cool glass of water, but all you have is warm fish head soup? Gotta love it. Bon appetit. That goes in the fire. All I drank today was fish head soup, so I'm looking forward to some good old-fashioned lake water. I really like this place. I'll be back. It was a good campsite. Caught a fish. So many berries too. Nice to be back on the spruce tea. So as the sun sets, my fire's going out for its final time. No luck finding my ferro rod today, no luck with the bow drill. Valuable lesson, as always. I'm just gonna journal and head to bed. I'm actually pretty beat, but I'm relatively full, so I'm happy. See you guys in the morning. Good morning. So I'm up and at 'em and so are the bugs, but unfortunately the fire is not. That's kind of okay because there were some valuable lessons in that. And those are high visibility paracord on my ferro rod, a secure location for my ferro rod that's not on my body so I don't lose it on hikes. 3, get better at the bow drill, just in case. So it's kind of a good thing that that happened out here on this trip as opposed to on one that was more serious or potentially deadly. It's always good to learn those lessons that way as opposed to in a more serious situation. I just want to thank the land for what it's provided me, the fish, the fruit, the fungus. It's so amazing to be able to come out here and forage and fish for sustenance. What an amazing thing to be able to do. I'm super grateful for that and this experience. I know a lot of people are unable to get out there and have these types of experiences for themselves, so I'm super grateful that I'm able to. And I wish that other people are able to have these experiences as well. I want to give a huge shout out to Kylan and Dave Marone. Kylan and Dave own Lure of the North. 2 weeks ago, I did an outdoor survival course with Kylan where we spent 8 days foraging and fishing with basic tools and gear for sustenance. She is a season 7 contestant on the show Alone, and she was absolutely one of my favorites to watch in that season. Everything I did on this trip, I basically learned from Kylan, so a huge shout out to her. She had such a wealth of knowledge, and I'm so grateful to be able to have that experience with her and learn from such an amazing outdoors woman. So huge shout out to Kylan, Dave, her husband, and Lure of the North. Thank you guys so much for that experience, because without that, I wouldn't have had this one. So that's it for me. I'm going to head on out now. Hope you guys enjoyed that one as much as I did. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.